The chief diplomat of the United States, Anthony Blinken, has been urging stakeholders to get the Gaza ceasefire deal over the finish line at the conclusion of his tour in the Middle East. Blinken claims Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has accepted the proposal, agreeing to a ceasefire. While major Western media outlets are parroting this line in their headlines, it is a misrepresentation of the reality in Gaza. The modified bridging proposal does not include a timeline for a permanent ceasefire. Netanyahu plans to continue to monitor the movement of the Palestinian people and maintain military presence in Gaza. The United States' increased urgency might be explained by the Biden administration's focus on the upcoming election. At the ongoing Democratic National Convention, swathes of protesters have gathered outside to criticize the United States' involvement in prolonging genocidal violence. Fears of a wider regional conflict have also been escalating, since Iran and Hezbollah have promised violent rebuttals for Israel's incursion into Iranian territory to kill Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh earlier this month. So, what exactly is this bridging proposal, heralded as a victory by the United States? The plan suggested by Blinken consists of 3 phases. The phases outline a 6-week halt in fighting, exchange of captured hostages, and the resumption of humanitarian aid for the Gaza Strip. This deal will be negotiated and mediated by the United States, Egypt, and Qatar. Hamas was willing to sign a proposal for a temporary ceasefire in July, but Israel has continued to add conditions, such as renewed military presence in Gaza, proving their unwillingness to compromise. Netanyahu has stated there cannot be permanent ceasefire without the end of Hamas. United States officials and Israeli top brass say his goal of completely dismantling Hamas is impossible. The new proposal is seen as the United States caving into Israeli demands. Hamas rejects the proposal as a deal which would only enable further genocide. Hamas has demanded the retreat of Israeli military presence from Gaza. 2 zones of contention are the border between Gaza and Egypt, called the Philadelphia Corridor, and the border between North and South Gaza, known as the Netzrim Corridor. Israel maintains it needs military presence in the region in order to check the supply of weapons to Hamas and potential regrouping. This is a rebuke of terms agreed upon in May in a proposal backed by Biden, Hamas says. Hamas has expressed its willingness to engage in captive exchange. Recent reports by Al Jazeera state that Israeli captives in Gaza are uncertain about Israel's commitment to the cause. Hamas has agreed to prisoner exchange on the condition of complete Israeli withdrawal from the Gaza Strip, but Israel does not accept this demand, causing a halt to any negotiations. Israel demands searching all Palestinian people who wish to return to the land for weapons, claiming threats to its security. Hamas argues that this is an infringement on Palestinian people's freedom of movement, a right which has been denied since the expulsion from their homes in 1948. The International Court of Justice issued a binding order to Israel in January demanding aid be supplied to citizens in need of it. Thousands of Palestinians are fatally injured and starving, as the Israeli state justifies the halting of aid as a war strategy. Israel has yet to comply to demands by international human rights organizations, despite protests by Hamas. Reports have placed Gaza's death toll above 40,000 for weeks. However, this figure conceals hidden losses because of missing people, bodies buried under masses of rubble, and deaths linked to ailing health. Palestinian activists also contest this figure, claiming the death toll far exceeds the number given by the authorities. They point to how Gaza simply does not have the infrastructure at the moment to make the estimation given by authorities. Critics accuse the deal of really being a bridge between the United States and Israel. While talks between the U.S. and Israel continue, with the U.S. urging Israel to water down its conditions, the success of the deal remains questionable. The concerns raised by Hamas and the Palestinian people remained sidelined for now.